Welcome back to Daily Principle. Today we're talking about one of the most powerful habits you can build, the habit of making progress every single day. No matter where you are in life, one small step taken today can completely change where you'll be tomorrow. Most people don't fail because they're untalented. They fail because they stop moving when life gets hard. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary isn't one big moment. It's the small choices you make every single day. If you're ready to discover how tiny daily actions can completely transform your future, stay with me, because this message could change the way you approach every day of your life. How do you make progress every single day, no matter what? The answer is simpler than most people think. Life never waits for the perfect moment. It doesn't stop because you're tired, unmotivated, uncertain, or afraid. Time keeps moving, and if you want to build a meaningful life, you have to keep moving with it. Real progress isn't about giant breakthroughs or dramatic changes. It doesn't have to impress anyone else. What matters is consistency. Small actions repeated every day create the biggest transformations. Success is rarely the result of one lucky opportunity. It's usually built through simple habits practiced over and over again. Many people spend their lives waiting. They wait until they feel motivated, until circumstances improve, or until they finally feel ready. But motivation comes and goes. Perfect timing almost never exists, and nobody ever feels completely prepared. The people who succeed are the ones who continue moving forward even when conditions aren't ideal. So how do you keep making progress when you're exhausted, discouraged, or not seeing results as quickly as you'd hoped? That's exactly what we're exploring today on Daily Principle. These aren't empty motivational ideas. They're practical habits that help you get something valuable out of every single day, because progress is always a choice. Once you understand how momentum works, it becomes much harder to stop. Everything begins when you stop arguing with yourself. Every morning, people negotiate with their own minds. Should I wake up now or sleep a little longer? Should I exercise today or skip it? Should I work on my goals or leave them for tomorrow? The moment you give yourself too many options, you also create excuses. Discipline isn't about feeling inspired. It's about honoring the commitments you've already made. Highly successful people don't spend their mornings debating whether they'll follow through. They simply act. Your mind naturally seeks comfort and avoids effort, so relying on motivation will always disappoint you. The first choice you make each day influences everything that follows. A strong start creates momentum, while a weak start makes every later decision more difficult. That's why your standards should never depend on your mood. Wake up when you plan to. Move your body even if you don't feel energetic. Spend time on your goals, whether anyone notices or not. Every promise you keep strengthens your self-respect. Confidence isn't created by talent or luck. It's built by trusting yourself. If you've repeatedly broken promises to yourself, your own words begin to lose meaning, but every small promise you keep starts rebuilding that trust. Another habit that destroys progress is believing everything must be perfect. If you think missing one workout means you've failed, or that one missed day ruins everything, you'll constantly quit. Life is unpredictable. The goal isn't perfection, it's persistence. Always remember that doing something is better than doing nothing. If you can't exercise for an hour, exercise for 10 minutes. If you can't read an entire chapter, read one page. If you don't have time for a major project, complete one meaningful task. Forward movement, no matter how small, keeps momentum alive. Tiny improvements may seem insignificant, but they compound over time. Improving just a little every day eventually produces extraordinary results. The smallest daily habits become powerful because they stack together month after month and year after year. Your focus also determines your progress. Whatever you give your attention to grows stronger. Many people waste energy worrying about situations they can't control, dwelling on problems instead of possibilities. People who consistently move forward direct their attention toward actions they can take today. Ask yourself what occupies your mind each day. Are you constantly thinking about limitations, or are you searching for opportunities to improve? Progress isn't determined by luck. It's determined by where you place your focus and what actions you choose to take. Momentum is one of the greatest forces in personal growth. Once you begin moving, continuing becomes easier. The biggest obstacle is usually the first step. Hesitation keeps countless people stuck. Opportunities disappear because they waited too long, doubted themselves, or overanalyzed every possibility. You don't need perfect decisions. You simply need to make decisions. Shorten the time between thinking and acting. The longer you delay, the more excuses your mind creates. When you've decided something is worth doing, begin immediately. Don't wait until tomorrow or for the perfect conditions. Take action now. Many people believe confidence comes first, but it's actually the opposite. Confidence grows because of action. Every attempt makes you more capable, and greater ability naturally creates greater confidence. If you want daily progress, become willing to feel uncomfortable. Growth always lives outside your comfort zone. Think about a rocket leaving Earth. It burns the most fuel during launch because breaking through resistance takes enormous effort. Once it's beyond that barrier, the journey becomes much smoother. Personal growth works the same way. Starting is always the hardest part. That's why discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation may ignite the fire, but discipline keeps it burning. Discipline develops every time you follow through, despite discomfort. Each repetition strengthens your character until positive habits become automatic instead of difficult. There will be days when you don't feel motivated. Your energy will be low, distractions will appear, and excuses will seem reasonable. Those are the moments when you must stop letting emotions make your decisions. Successful people don't wait until they feel inspired. They stay committed regardless of how they feel. Show up when it's inconvenient. Do the work when it's difficult. Keep moving even when progress seems slow. Feelings are temporary, but consistent actions create lasting results. At the end of every day, ask yourself one simple question. Did I move forward today? If the answer is yes, no matter how small the step, you're already building the future you want. So ask yourself this: what is one small action you can take today, right now, that moves you a little closer to the life you want? Progress is never a single event. It's something you build through daily habits. Many people believe success requires huge breakthroughs or dramatic changes, but that's not how lasting growth happens. Real improvement comes from small, consistent actions repeated over time. Every step matters. The challenge is that we live in a culture that celebrates instant results. People are constantly searching for shortcuts, quick fixes, and overnight success. They want the reward without embracing the process. Because of this, they underestimate the incredible power of steady, daily improvement. Imagine becoming just 1% better every day. At first, the change seems almost invisible, but over time, those tiny improvements multiply, creating remarkable results. Excellence isn't built in one moment. It's built through consistent effort. One of the biggest obstacles to progress is overthinking. Many people spend so much time planning, researching, and trying to create the perfect strategy that they never actually begin. They convince themselves they need ideal circumstances before taking action. But perfection is an illusion that keeps people stuck. You don't need every answer before you start. In fact, action creates clarity. As you move forward, the next step becomes easier to see. It's like driving at night. Your headlights don't illuminate the entire highway. They only reveal the road directly ahead. Yet that's all you need to reach your destination. If you truly want to make progress every day, you need a clear destination. Most people aren't lacking motivation, they're lacking direction. They wake up without knowing exactly what they're working toward, and without direction, it's easy to drift. Replace vague goals with specific commitments. Instead of saying, I want to get healthier, decide you'll exercise for 30 minutes each day. Instead of saying, I want a successful business, commit to contacting 5 potential clients today. Clear goals create focus, and focus creates momentum. Another powerful habit is tracking your progress. What you measure naturally improves, but don't become obsessed only with results. Measure the actions you control. You may not control how many opportunities come your way, but you can control how consistently you show up. Focus on winning your daily habits, and the results will eventually follow. Your surroundings matter more than you realize. Environment often shapes behavior more than willpower does. If you're surrounded by distractions, negativity, and people who constantly complain, your own mindset will slowly reflect that. If your workspace is chaotic, Your thinking often becomes chaotic too. Design your environment to support your goals. Keep healthy food available if you want better nutrition. Place books where you'll naturally pick them up if reading is important. Remove unnecessary distractions from your workspace if you want deeper focus. Make success easier by preparing your environment for it. Of course, no journey is free from setbacks. No matter how disciplined you become, difficult days will come. Plans will fall apart. Mistakes will happen. The important thing is refusing to let one bad moment become a permanent pattern. Miss one workout? Show up tomorrow. Have an unproductive day? Reset immediately. Progress isn't about never stumbling. It's about refusing to stay down. Every morning offers the same choice: move forward or remain where you are. Those who succeed simply keep choosing forward. But progress isn't only about staying busy. It's about making sure your effort is taking you toward the right destination. Someone can work tirelessly every day and still end up far from the life they actually want if they're moving in the wrong direction. That's why regular reflection is so valuable. Successful people don't just keep working, they pause to evaluate. They ask themselves if today's actions are leading toward tomorrow's vision. Like an airplane making constant course corrections during flight, you must regularly adjust your path to stay on course. Another factor people often ignore is energy. Managing your time is important, but managing your energy is even more important. Without physical and mental energy, even the best plans become difficult to execute. Pay attention to what strengthens you and what drains you. Your sleep, nutrition, movement, hydration, and recovery directly affect your ability to think clearly and perform well. Small improvements in these areas create enormous benefits over time. Your mental energy deserves just as much protection. Be intentional about what you watch, read, and listen to. Pay attention to the people influencing your thoughts. Negative conversations, constant distractions, and limiting beliefs quietly drain motivation and confidence. Surround yourself with voices that encourage growth instead of excuses. Finally, remember that patience is part of every meaningful achievement. Many people quit simply because they expect results too quickly. Real success often develops beneath the surface long before anyone notices it. Think about a bamboo tree. For years, there appears to be little visible growth while an extensive root system is forming underground. Then, when the foundation is strong enough, rapid growth suddenly follows. Personal growth works the same way. Your consistent efforts are creating results, even when you can't yet see them. Keep showing up. Keep improving. Every small action is building a stronger future. At the end of the day, progress isn't a place you'll eventually arrive at. It's a way of living. Many people believe happiness will come after they reach a certain milestone, more money, greater success, or public recognition. But lasting fulfillment comes from becoming better, not simply achieving more. Growth keeps you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually alive. Every day you choose to improve, you strengthen the person you're becoming. And finally, remember this: your standards shape your future. The expectations you hold for yourself determine what you accept, what you tolerate, and what you achieve. When your standards are low, excuses become normal, inconsistency becomes acceptable. But when you raise your standards, your actions naturally begin to rise with them. The quality of your life will always reflect the standards you refuse to compromise. People who improve every day don't settle for the minimum. They expect more from themselves. They don't give half-hearted effort or wait for someone else to hold them accountable. They choose to operate with discipline and excellence because that's the kind of person they want to become. Take a moment to ask yourself, what standards are you living by? Are your daily actions matching the future you want, or are you lowering your expectations every time life gets difficult? Your results will always reflect the standards you consistently accept. There's another part of progress that many people ignore, and that's recovery. It may seem strange, but rest is not the opposite of progress, it's part of it. You cannot perform at your best if you're constantly exhausted. Long-term success isn't about pushing yourself until you break. It's about building a pace you can maintain for years. When you never recharge, your focus weakens, your creativity fades, and even simple tasks become difficult. That's why rest should never be seen as laziness. It's a smart investment in your future performance. Think of a professional athlete. They don't train at full intensity every hour of every day. Recovery is built into their routine because that's when strength is developed. Your mind and body work the same way. Give yourself time to recover so you can return stronger, sharper, and more focused. Progress is a marathon, not a sprint. Another powerful way to keep growing is by helping other people grow. When you share your knowledge, encourage someone else, or teach what you've learned, you strengthen your own understanding. Growth becomes much more meaningful when it creates a positive impact beyond yourself. Imagine lighting another candle with your own. Your flame doesn't become weaker, it simply creates more light. The same is true when you share your experience. The more value you give, the more you continue to grow. Never forget the importance of gratitude. It's easy to become obsessed with everything you haven't achieved yet, but that mindset makes every accomplishment feel insignificant. Instead, pause and recognize how far you've already come. Even small victories deserve appreciation because they remind you that you're moving in the right direction. Gratitude changes your perspective. It keeps you motivated by showing you that progress is already happening, even if the finish line still feels far away. The truth is simple. Progress has nothing to do with luck or perfect timing. It comes from making one decision every single day to keep moving. Not perfectly, not dramatically, just consistently. If you commit to becoming even a little better each day, your life will eventually look completely different. Remember, progress is a daily choice. Life isn't going to wait until you feel ready. It keeps moving, and you must decide to move with it. Some days, that decision will be easy. You'll feel motivated, focused, and full of energy. But the days that truly define your future are the difficult ones. The days when you're tired, discouraged, or tempted to quit. Those are the moments that build character. Anyone can work hard when everything feels good. Real growth belongs to the person who keeps showing up when the excitement disappears, when nobody is watching, and when results seem slow. Here's a powerful truth. You don't consistently perform at the level of your biggest goals. You perform at the level of your daily habits. If your habits are filled with excuses, delays, and inconsistency, your potential will remain untapped. But if they're built on discipline, commitment, and steady improvement, you'll keep moving forward no matter what obstacles appear. Always remember that progress isn't measured by how fast you move. It's measured by whether you're moving in the right direction. Even the smallest step forward is still progress, and those small steps eventually create extraordinary change. So ask yourself one final question. What is one action you can take today, right now, that moves your life forward? You don't need another motivational speech. You don't need one more book or another video before you begin. Deep down, you already know what needs to be done. The only thing left is deciding to do it. Your future isn't built by one extraordinary moment. It's built by the small choices you make every single day. Keep showing up, keep improving, and never underestimate the power of one step forward. If you commit to daily progress, no matter how small, success will no longer be a matter of chance, it will become a matter of time. This is Daily Principle, and I'll see you in the next video.